Hey everybody, Michelle here. Hope you're having a great day. As promised, I wanted to get into, I was planning on doing this yesterday, but time got away from me. So I wanted to go into my most recent haul, which is the Kringle Haul from the spring and summer release. So I did get 5 candles from this collection. I did get 2 of 1. And spoiler alert, I may have made a mistake when I purchased one of these particular candles. And I will kind of get into that a little later on. So, to get right into it, I thought this was a great collection. I love citrus, and there was a lot of citrus represented in this collection. I love like clean, fresh scents. Not so much cleaner like lemon pledge, although I do like lemon anything and I will absolutely buy something even if it smells like lemon pledge. But like clean, fresh scents, I love them, especially this time of year, and especially because I live in a house with lots of pets, lots of people. And any excuse I have to make my house smell better than it may otherwise, I will take it. So, with that being said, I'll get right into it. I did get 3 Kringles and 3 countries, but two of the countries were a duplicate. So I did get 2 of 1 candle and then an additional one. So 3 and 3. So I'm going to start with the Kringles in no particular order. That's just kind of how I have them lined up right next to me. So the first one I picked up was Spanish Moss, and I love that label. It's beautiful. Anyone who spent any time in like Charleston or anything like that, you kind of the Spanish Moss. It's beautiful. It really is. It's idyllic, I guess, is the best word to use to describe it. So the scent notes on this were moss, floral, aromatic, wood, patchouli, and musk. Looks like patchouli is actually misspelled. Oh no, it's not. I thought there was an E after the P instead of an A, but it's just kind of smudged. So when I saw this, like the scent notes for the Spanish moss, I was a little hesitant, just because I am not someone who loves patchouli. I know there's a lot of people who love it, a lot of people who hate it. Most people have very strong feelings about it one way or the other. There's not very many people who are like, oh, like patchouli, like, whatever. You love it or you hate it. Which, I mean, it's a really strong scent note. So a lot of times when you have patchouli in a candle, you're either going to want to avoid it if you don't like patchouli, or get it if you do. Now I have had some experiences where patchouli has been listed as a scent note, and I have still picked it up and enjoyed it, even though I'm not a huge fan of it generally, because it's well blended. And that, fortunately for me, is the case with this one. So I really like this. Like it is not like fresh cut grass. It's like the moss is predominant for me. There is the patchouli, which kind of adds a little bit of earthiness. It is not perfumey patchouli. It's earthy. I hate to say dirty patchouli, but like the dirt, earthy vibe as opposed to perfume, which I actually prefer. I don't love perfumey patchouli. And I know a lot of people are opposite. They prefer the perfumey, not so much the dirty, but I actually prefer the more earthy patchouli. So this is very reminiscent to me of like greenery and earth after it's rained, like that increased vibrancy. Like you smell everything a little bit more intensely after it's rained, and that's kind of what I get from this. There is some fresh cut grass, but this is not a fresh cut grass scent. It's in there. Um, the moss though, that's really pushing through. Again, the patchouli is there. Let's see what else. Floral, a little, but this is not a floral candle. Um, this is green. This is earth. It is not your typical floral scent at all. I really like this, and it is quite strong on cold, which is promising. I might actually burn that this month. Um, I don't know. It's giving me March vibes. Typically, I'll wait until April to start bringing like my spring and summer scents out, because March is still a little on the cooler side. But I like this, and I might actually bring this out sooner rather than later. I really like that. All right, so the next one I picked up was different than the Spanish moss for sure. And that is yuzu and sage. The scent notes on this one are a lot. Yuzu, eucalyptus, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, mint, ginger, peach, apricot, musk, coconut, kiwi, and watermelon. That is a lot going on in both the citrus, stone fruit, and melon department. Wow. That's really it's really beautiful. Um, I almost didn't get this one because I was really overwhelmed, I guess, by the number of scent notes in this. And a lot of times, I don't know, I know Yankee always adds a lot of scent notes to their candles, like they always list a ton, and you really don't know what to expect. And honestly, like when I saw eucalyptus and peach together, like I like how do those two go? I mean, I didn't see how this would all marry into one fragrance, but it really really does. It is so layered. Like there are so many aspects to this fragrance, but they all work really well together. Um, so when I first put my nose in this candle, the first thing that comes out is the stone fruit for me. So the peach, the apricot, that's front and center. It is not a smack you in the face citrus scent at all. It is very well balanced with that stone fruit. So underneath the stone fruit is the yuzu, for me. And I love yuzu. So the combination of like the lemon, the orange, the grapefruit, um, is really, really nice. Nothing really overwhelms the other. Um, this is a great, I would say primarily, I mean, it's a citrus stone fruit blend and a really, really good job at that. Nothing is really overwhelming the other. Well, I do smell the stone fruit first, kind of going into this for second, third, fourth, fifth sniffs. I'm definitely picking up more of that yuzu, and I have a inkling that when I light this, it's going to become even more pronounced. Um, and this I imagine this was a really hard balance to do, right? Because citrus tends to be very overpowering, especially your grapefruits, your lemons. I mean, those tend to take over everything. The fact that they were able to layer all of this in so well is really, really impressive, and it is a beautiful blend. Not one I ever would have thought of. This is very unique. I've never really smelled anything like it. In order to achieve this in my house previously, I would have had like to have like three or four different candles going in order to get this blend. It's really, really nice. Now, I was a little bit turned off by some of the scent notes here, like the ginger, the mint, and the eucalyptus. I don't care for those scents generally. Now, ginger I don't dislike, but in a blend like this, it's a little off to me. Like it'd be a little off-putting, but honestly, I don't really pick up on it. The eucalyptus and mint, I really don't either. Maybe a little bit of like fresh garden mint, maybe a little. Um, there's some green in here. I wouldn't say it's sage, and interestingly enough, I don't even think sage is listed in here. No, it's not. I feel like it's the mint I'm smelling, but it is very, very light. It does not take over the scent at all. And the eucalyptus, if it's there, it's really well hidden, which I am fine with. I don't generally care for eucalyptus scented candles. Um, because it just like runs over everything else. I mean, it is a really really potent smell, kind of like patchouli. You either love it or you hate it. I don't dislike the smell of eucalyptus. Like I have like dried eucalyptus like in this room. I don't dislike it. But I don't love it as a candle note just because again, it does tend to take over everything. This is stellar. A stellar, stellar, stellar candle. So if you like stone fruit and citrus and you're interested in kind of how they blend together, I would definitely check that one out. It is really, really unique and good. All right. So the last Kringle I picked up was one that everybody was really looking forward to. So I had to get it, even though it's not necessarily something I would have gravitated towards generally. But that is Garden Fresh. I really do love the label. So Garden Fresh has scent notes of a much shorter list this time. Floral, green, herbal, rhubarb, musk, and green. Okay, so this is much more like general scent notes. So like it's hard to really guess based on these scent notes what exactly it's going to smell like. So when this first came out, or was first teased, if you will, a lot of people expected it or were hoping that it would smell kind of like a tomato vine. Um, and it does to a certain extent, but to me, it's almost more like a hot pepper vine. Like I actually get a little bit of spice in here. I don't know if anybody else has kind of picked up on that, but it's a little spicy to me, like peppery, spicy, very green, very fresh, very invigorating. This and the Spanish moss, I mean, like you'd basically be outside while in your house. I mean, I think that gave me an idea. Maybe I'm gonna have to burn those two together. Um, this is nice. Very conceptual. I've definitely never smelled anything like it before. It's not like your typical. It's definitely not your typical scent. It's very unique as well. This and the yuzu, I've never really smelled anything like it. Um, that pepperiness, I'm not entirely sure where it comes from. I would imagine that rhubarb is giving it kind of that like earthy, like contributing to kind of that earthy green scent. That might even be a little bit of the like the pepperiness and the spiciness that I'm picking up. Although I'll be honest, I have not spent a whole lot of time around rhubarb and I don't eat it, so you know, take my suggestion with a grain of salt because I really don't know what rhubarb um tastes or smells like necessarily, but this is a really nice blend, and I do want to pair it with the Spanish moss. I am excited to try this. I'm glad I picked it up, even though I wasn't like I didn't gravitate toward it originally, and I actually was not planning on getting this at first. I was planning on getting I can't ever pronounce it, Aegean zest instead, but I heard somebody describe it as powdery, so I passed. At least for now. I might give it a try later. But as soon as you say the word powdery about a scent, it kind of makes me shut down. I think I have trauma from Coven. Because I ignored the comments of powder, bought it, and then regretted it. So maybe I need to get past that before I can truly enjoy Aegean zest. But I might give it a try because I've seen a bunch of people really enjoy it, and I've heard it has a pretty decent throw. So I might give it a shot. Who knows? All right, so the first country candle I have. Again, this was recommended as a powerhouse clean scent. So I had to give it a try because my house needs a powerhouse clean scent. And that is fresh bergamot. I love the color, the green, kind of spring green color. So the scent notes on this are bergamot, citrus, orange, lime, basil, and citrus. I always wonder why Kringle lists scent notes twice sometimes. I guess it's just because they list the top, mid, and base notes, and sometimes they'll duplicate those scents in the base and top. Ooh, okay. People were not kidding. This smacks you in the face on cold. If this was a low performer on burn, I would be very, very confused. Um, yeah, this is clean. This is fresh. If you do not like clean scents, like this verges on cleaner scent to me. Again, I don't dislike it because I do like my citrus very, very clean and fresh. I do enjoy it that way. But if you dislike like clean scents, this might not be for you. Um, but if you do, it definitely is. Yeah, lime and bergamot. That this is primarily a lime bergamot scent. I mean, there is a little bit of orange in there, but it is not prominent to me. Basil, not really. I don't really smell the basil. I would imagine that the basil has to fight pretty hard to come out in the scent profile. Basil light sweet. Um, is probably getting choked by the other scent notes in here. I don't really smell the basil. Again, that might change while burning, but I really don't smell that on cold sniff. With that being said, though, I'm excited to try this one. I'm a little scared too. I'm kind of afraid it's going to drive me out of my own house. with the strength and potency. Again, I've seen several reviews saying that this is like a 10 out of 10 in terms of strength and throw. My house is an open concept, so it should be able to take it okay, but this might be the only candle I burn at a time because it might choke out whatever else I have burning in adjoining rooms. So this might be the only one that I burn. And it might be when I feel like my house is particularly stinky, like my kids come home from lacrosse or something. I don't know. That one's going to be saved for special occasions. Okay. So my last two of the 3 country candles that I purchased were the same candle. And I bought 2 because I was so certain that I would love it. I may be wrong. I might have made a mistake. So I'm hoping I didn't, and I'm hoping that it changes when burned, but I do not care for it on cold sniff. And I was really bummed. It was the last one that I sniffed out of the box. I saved what I thought was best for last, and I was not thrilled with the way it smelled. So without any further ado, I present Mandarin Petals. So the scent notes on this one are mandarin, citrus, fruit, neroli, berry, and musk. Now this is interesting. So when I first opened it and smelled it, I was repulsed. I don't know why. There was like this weird tangy scent in it that I couldn't identify based on the scent notes. I don't know whether it's just I honestly don't know. I have a really hard time with this scent, but I will say that like when I first opened it, I was repulsed by the scent. It had like this weird tanginess mixed with the citrus, and like it just was really off-putting. Um, so I went in for the second sniff and was repulsed again. Then I went in for the third and the fourth, and that tanginess faded for me. Like when the candle was left open and I went in for third and fourth, I still don't love the scent, don't get me wrong. I don't love it. Um, but I was not as turned off by it as it was when I first lifted the lid off. And it happens every time. So I can put the lid back on and then open it again. It's there again. And again, I don't know, like I don't know whether my nose is just kind of like adjusting second by second. Um, but yeah, I don't love this, and I thought it would be a winner for sure. I love orange, love neroli. Um, I honestly don't know, but I have 2 of these, you guys. That's that that might be depending upon how this goes. And again, I've been wrong before. So again, sprinkled macarons, hated it on cold. Hated it. I bought 2 of them, opened one of them up, smelled like old Cheeto dust. I put it away for a year, took it out, said, well, I spent like $60 on these 2, so I probably should burn them. I did. I loved it. So I'm hoping that this transforms and does not have that weird sour tart. It smells herbaceous, but not in a good way. I'm like it is not like 7 days like the from the Halloween, like it's not like leafy herbaceous in that way. It's like I don't know. I really don't know how to describe this one other than I don't care for it on cold sniff, and it has that like weird bite to it that I can't place. I really don't know what it is. But I'm really hoping that it transforms because otherwise someone's getting this as a gift. I don't know who I would gift it to if it truly is as off-putting as I'm praying it won't be when I light it. Um, but I'm hoping somebody will like it. I'm sure somebody will. I might just have to ask around and be like, "Here, put your nose in this. You like this? Great, take it home." Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm honestly, because of how I feel about it, I'm almost tempted to light it sooner than I otherwise would have. I was going to save that for like later spring, early summer, but I am genuinely curious and I kind of just want to rip off the band-aid and see what it's gonna do. Because I'm really hoping that it's not. I don't even need to love it. I'm just hoping that it isn't as terrible as I thought it was on Cold Snap. So I guess we'll see. All right, so with that being said, that is my Kringle haul. Again, 6 candles, most of which I really, really like. So I'm happy about that. Again, hoping Mandarin Petals will kind of evolve once I light it. I do have an empties video that I'm going to try to record a little later today. I've actually accumulated quite a few candles in March so far. I think I'm up to 11 empties today on day 12 of the month. So I've actually been burning quite a bit. Again, some of them were carryovers from last month that I started, but for the most part, these were fresh burns. I've been doing a lot of burning this month. I don't know, we started off the month, a lot of rain, it was cold, so it's just been peak candle burning weather. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get to that later today. We'll see if that actually happens. But until then, I hope you have a really, really great day. I'm looking forward to the Easter launch next week for Kringle. I have several on my wish list. So with that being said, have a great day. I might see y'all later and happy burning. Bye.